Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do a new command. The new command is helix. You can type Helix or Heli as your shortcut, which is not very short. Or you can come up with the draw tool if you forget helix. And it's in the draw drop down. It looks like a little spring is what helix looks like. So either way, either place, you can find helix there. All right. When you start drawing it, we're going to draw here in the top view. A helix just looks like a circle. Now, it is a little bit specific the way I'm going to have you draw this. So to start with, you're going to drag your mouse straight to the right. So make sure you have your polar on and drag straight to the right. We're going to make a 1-inch radius helix. We're going to type 1. Now, you can drag out the second part of the helix. This one, again, we're going to also take to the right and make it 0.25. Next, the question is asked, that was the top radius of the helix. First was the bottom radius. Next, it's going to ask for the height of the helix, and we want it to be 3 inches tall, so we're going to type 3. Twist that up into 3D, and you'll see what you got. You have a little Christmas tree looking little spring, or at the top of an ice cream cone.
What's the second radius?
1 was the first radius for the bottom, 0.25 for the second radius, and 3 inches tall. From the top view, let's go ahead and do your next helix. Your next helix, let's go ahead and repeat the helix command. You're going to come over here to the side of it. This one's going to be just the inverse of our last one. So our first radius, our bottom radius, is going to be 0.25. Top radius is still going to the right. Top radius is going to be 1. And it's going to be 3 inches tall. Resist the temptation of twisting it up in 3D, and let's keep going with our next helixes. So, our next helix. Repeat the helix command. Pick your start point over here to the side. Bottom radius is going to be 1. Top radius is going to be 1. Height is going to be 3. So 1, 1, and 3 on that one. Again, resist the temptation, twisting it up. Let's just move on to our next one. Next helix, we're going to start it again. Over here to the side. Top and bottom radius is going to be the same, but we're going to pause then. Bottom radius is 1. Top radius is 1. Now we're going to use one of these options here. We're going to use this turns option. So you'll hit T, enter for turns. The default is 3 turns. Let's change it to 6 turns. And now our height, let's go ahead and do 3 again. Now twist it up in 3D and see what you got. And look at our different helixes. So our first one, again, looks like a Christmas tree. Next one, a tornado. Here, a heavy spring, and here, a fine spring. I don't know what you want to look at there, those two. So that's what you should have. I'm going to pause there for a moment and see what you all. Right now, go back to your top view. From your top view, make a copy of those helixes and copy them just over here to the right beside them. Okay? So now we have 2 sets of the exact same one. Twist it up in 3D, and let's take a look at this first set. All right. On this first set, I'm going to go C for... Oh, I'm not going to go C for circle yet. First, what I have to do, right now I'm on my Z, where my Z is pointing up. I want my Z pointing out towards me. So what view would I go to? Front. So change to the front view. There, now from the front view, I'm going to twist it up a little bit. And now this first set, I'm going to come in here, I'm going to go C for circle. I'm going to draw a circle on that helix right there. That is a 0.3 radius. I'm going to draw one on that one that's a 0.3 radius. And on that one that's a 0.3 radius. And guess what? 0.3 radius. There you go. So do that on all. All right, from there we're going to use our new command. Now, first thing to make it so we can see our new command is change it to a conceptual view. And let's go ahead and use the command, which is sweep. SW is a shortcut for sweep. So let's go SW and hit enter. Pick your first circle, hit enter. It asks for the path you're going to sweep it on, which is that helix. Oh, look at that magic. Sweep onto that path. Sweep and onto that path. Sweep and, oh, error. Okay, So looking at this last one, it doesn't work. Why? Why do you think this last one won't work? Because it's too large of a circle and it's going to overlap. So what I first want you to do is I want you to go ahead and undo back a couple of steps until where this one disappears. And then what I want you to do is I want you to make the circle just as large as you can and still get it to sweep. So it's just going to take a little bit of trial and error. So pull it up there a little bit and go sweep again. And sweep that circle on there. Ooh, I'm close, but man, I still have a gap in between. So I'm going to undo. All right, let me pull it a little bit bigger. About like that. Let me see how that was going to go. Sweep. There. Ooh. Look, that one's really close. I think I could go just a hair bigger, though. And you don't have to do this a million times or anything, but just get it close. Oh, this one's taking a while to think, so this one might do it. Come on. It's either going to do it or it's going to lock up my computer. I hope it's not going to... Oh, there we go. Woo! All right. So there you go. That one is really tight, and that's what I'm looking for. Do the same thing on this one and make it just as large as you can and still make it work. Since it acted like it was going to lock up my computer a little bit, maybe it'd be a good idea to save now. Save this as sweep and extrude. Sweep and extrude. We're going to do some extruding here in a moment on this drawing. And I should pause and not. Okay, so next, what we're going to do is we're once again going to change to your front view. So we're looking straight on. Has to be the straight on view. You can't be twisted up at all. So change to your front view. Then come over to this other set of ellipses that we have. We're going to draw a little thing. We're not going to connect it onto this, so don't do that. Don't track to it or anything else, but just come over here beside each one of these and we're going to draw a shape. On this first one, we're going to draw a polygon. So we're going to go P-O-L for polygon. I like pentagons for whatever reason. We're going to make a 5-sided polygon. Pick your start point. Inscribed or circumscribed, I'm really not worried about at all, so just make a choice. And then here, remember how big of polygon or circle you can make before on this one. This big, is it probably going to work? No. But do you need to make it this big? No. So make it an appropriate size polygon there that you think is going to sweep around that thing. All right, next, move it over one. Here we're just going to do a little drawing. I'm going to go with circle. Again, make the circle an appropriate size that you think might work. It's going to have to be pretty small because we're going to do another part to it here. And it's going to look kind of like an exclamation point. There-ish is what I'm looking for. And we're just going to trim that out like so. What do we have to do to this to make it work, though? Region it. Okay. Next, on this one, I like my W's. So again, over here to the side, don't connect it onto there, but over here to the side, draw a W. Make sure that W is closed on the end of it, that it ends correctly. Again, you can region that one. On the last one, draw a shape of your own liking. Draw what you want. But again, remember, it can't be too big because if it's too big, it's going to overlap itself. So it has to be relatively small over here. So, I don't know. You draw whatever you want. I'm going to come up with some sort of shape-ish. Sure, that's a beautiful shape. I don't know what it is. All right, so this next part you don't need to do. I just want to show you what can happen here to you if you do it a different way. So I'm going to come over here to this other random one I have over here to the side. And now notice this. Just watch for a moment what I'm going to do here. So instead of drawing the drawing over here to the side like I said before, I'm actually going to connect my drawing onto this corner here. And I'm going to draw, sure, I'll draw a little W here again. So I draw my little W here. I'm going to go to the end of that right there. And finish this. Oops, I did not go to the end. Well, I guess I did. I had an extra little chunk there. I don't know exactly what I did there. I'm going to try mine again. I think I messed mine up. Hold up. Sorry. Let's try this again. I had an extra line there that messed with me. All right. So now I'm going to go to the end of that right there. All right. All right, so there's my little W there. I'm going to try to region this thing. I'm going to go REG for region. And my thing doesn't region. Again, please focus on the screen so you know this. So I'm going to go region, and my object doesn't region. What do you think? What's my reasons why this doesn't region? It's connected to the helix, but that really isn't the problem that it won't region. I mean, being connected to the helix isn't a problem, per se.
The lines connected, like they both connected to the helix instead of like connecting themselves.
No, because when I go and try to region, I'm only selecting just those lines. I don't pick it with a window. Any other thoughts? When you have problems when things won't region, why won't they region? They're on different planes. That is it. So if something won't region for you, it's one of two mistakes probably. It's either your corners line up like that, and that won't region, or you have a little gap in there. Or, when you look at this object, let's take a look at this. Let me twist it up in 3D. I've helped a lot of you doing this, where you're telling me, oh, my thing won't region. I come over there, I twist it up in 3D, and it looks something like this. So, AutoCAD programmers, in all their infinite wisdom, I don't know why they do this, but when you're in a multi-plane thing, you connect onto something to the end point of that helix. When you draw your second point, it brings you way forward to a plane where they want you to draw, which is this plane right here where all of my other drawings appeared. So it comes way up there and then it goes back. So obviously that's not going to work. That's why when I had you start these, I said start over here to the side and don't start on the object. Because if you started on the object, it's going to do something to you like this. So it won't work. That's just kind of what I was showing you. You will, I guarantee, have that problem with the other drawings you do. So now what I want you to do to these is come back. Again, you did not need to do that. Come back to these and move these into place. So move this maybe from that corner to the end of that helix. Move this one from the corner to the end of that helix. So on and so forth. Get all these moved into place. And then go ahead and sweep. Oh, wait, don't sweep yet. I lied. Move all those into place. Once they're moved into place, go back to your top view and make a copy of them. Make one copy of all these over to the side. Then go back to this section and sweep those. If one of your objects won't sweep for some reason, you can try to scale it down. That's one of the options it might be. There can be some other issues with that it could be also, but the first step would be to scale it down a little bit and retry it because you may have had it a little bit too large. And there, that was mine. Okay, so here's all these. Now, one thing you want to notice, or I want you to notice on these is when you do a sweep, for whatever reason, AutoCAD and all their programming wisdom, it flips your object upside down. Well, not quite as noticeable on the polygon, but my polygon, I drew the point of it straight up, flipped it straight upside down and did it. My little exclamation point now looks more like a keyhole, flipped upside down. My W, I've got an M. I guess I did Manny instead of Worcester. I don't know. Moving to the next one, my weird little shape. Yeah, hard to remember what I did there, but it's flipped upside down also. So there's another way to do this. The other way to do this is to extrude, EXT, extrude, pick your object, and extrude it on a path. P, enter, and extrude on your path. Notice when you extrude on a path, it does not flip it upside down. Now, one thing you may notice is depending on your shape that you do, extruding on a path doesn't always work. They made a geometry of it a little bit different. It doesn't always work for you. Why, I don't know. All right. So now notice, guys, listen, please. Now notice on this one, it didn't flip anything over. So extruding on a path does not flip it over. My exclamation point's in the right position. My W is. Everything is there correct. However, some of you may figure out that it's kind of picky. Extruding on a path, sometimes it doesn't want to always work. And if it doesn't work, you tried it several different ways, I can come by and help you out. If it still doesn't work, we'll just give up on it. It's not that big of a deal. To finish this thing up, I want you to put these all so they're stacked on top of each other, looking kind of like what ours did before. So we'll move this one over to there. We'll move this one right to there. We'll put that in an isometric view, and you'll save that. And I was not recording that whole time. What? Or was I? Oh, yes, it was. Save this as extrude sweep or sweep extrude.